Okay, so step 6, we're building the joystick now. I would say the joystick is the most difficult part of the build. It involves some different tools as well. So I'm just going to get my lovely Bluetooth backboard here with the some puppies pretty much right out of the way. And you are going to need some different bits. You're going to need some crazy glue, super glue. I now have gone to buy the little small ones from the dollar store because the big ones always glue themselves shut on me. You're going to need some baby powder, also available at the dollar store. And something that we added more recently is this little jig here, and it makes putting the FSRs on much easier. Now the FSRs are the force sensing resistors. And I'll sort of talk through some problems on this one here. So you kind of race through the other bit. This is a good part of the build to, stretch beforehand. Take a moment. There's a couple things that are very delicate. A couple of spots, a few more spots where people can make mistakes as they do their build. So this is a spot where, take a breather. Wash your hands. Have a cup of coffee. Rest before you start on this part of the build. And take a little break, stretch. All right. I have done that before I started recording here. So I'm going to get on with it. So again, near the end of our soldering here. I quite enjoy soldering, but we are getting close to the end of our soldering needs. But we do have a few more things to solder to this new board. This is our joystick board here. So we'll zoom it in a little bit here. Get a little closer. That looks about right. There we go. Okay. So similar thing. These are our resistors. Okay. And I've seen people put these in the wrong spot on the board. These big gray sort of circles around are not for these resistors here. Okay. So I'll show you where to put this in. So I'm going to get them nice and 90 degree and close, hopefully. Grab the little resistor and go one. There you guys go. There you go. Another problem I have seen with these previously is people putting them into the wrong spot on the board. Now, depending on which batch of joystick board you have, sometimes it outlines where those resistors exactly go. It's not quite as intuitive here. Oh yeah, there it is. So there you go. Gotta make sure you get the right side. So again, have the old logo there that's sort of pointing up. That's my source of truth with these. And I can see it's got the little outlines where they fit. Get in there, buddy. There you go. And again, my little trick. Just bend these out as they go through, and then they don't fall out. So 1, 2, 3. Where's that fourth one go? Oh, there it is. Okay, got my board in. Solder these in place. Get a clean there. Okay. This one looks like you could use a touch more there, buddy. There you go. Okay. Same thing, I'm gonna cut these. Just gonna put my finger on the end so in case they want to pop, they don't. There we go. Get those components out of the way there. Okay, so now that I got those 4 resistors on, I'm actually going to turn off my soldering iron because I'm not going to need it for a couple minutes. So, okay, so we're going to have a couple 3D printed parts here for our joystick. Now, you may put this thing on. Just be careful. So a couple of these are messier than the others. So it looks like previous to me taping this, I've already cleared out all the support material for my printer here, but there's a little bit extra there. So Shouldn't actually make too big of an impact, but I am going to try to fish that little extra gook out there. Sometimes the flush cutters are just what you need to kind of grab an edge. There we go. Okay. So there's a little bit sort of around this screw hole here too, so I'll get that out. There we go. Not the nicest base here of pieces, but there we go. And also see in these little screw holes, there's there's a little bit of remnants of support material in there, so I'm going to do my best to clear those out. That's good on that side, that's good. Sometimes using a little hobby knife here can help kind of get in there. So, be careful. Knives are sharp. There we go. Okay. That one looks good. And as you can see, I still have my support material right there in the middle. So I'm going to clear that out. The other thing that sometimes people miss is, they get this piece out. It's not a big issue. But sometimes a little bit just around. You can start to see that sort of rectangular sort of inset to the circle. So that can really cause you issues, actually, because the component won't quite fit. See that? A little piece I got out there? Yeah, we need them out of the way. There's a piece that we're going to inset in there, and if that's in the way, does it go in flush? And the joystick is kind of quite tight, and does it press? And it can be really perplexing to people. So there you go. Cleared out my 3D print parts for my joystick. So I'm going to start with this one here. And here is another piece there. People, they get a little perplexed. They don't realize, it looks like, oh, there's 4 of those little white standoffs. And there are, but they are not all created equal. There are 2 that are 10 millimeters long and 2 that are 15 milliliters long. See the difference there? Okay. So what I want is these shorter ones. They're going to go on this bit where you can see, it's got a little boost there. It stands up already, okay? So I'm going to put this one in here. And this one in there. There we go. And I'm going to flip it over. And this is certainly where I like having my little container of parts and pieces, because these little bits, they're easy to roll off the desk, fall. I've lost countless numbers of these little springs for different builds. They roll, they fall on the floor. Good luck finding them. So there we go. So I got my little nuts. I'm going to screw these on here. So you may have a small little crescent wrench piece or ratchet that may fit in there. I just often use these little pliers to kind of grab and turn it on. Started. Okay, yeah, and I'm just making sure that I'm pushing these in sort of straight. They haven't popped up, and I twisting and going. There we go. There we go. Sorry. Exciting stuff there. Took a minute, but I got those nice and tight down. They're not going anywhere. Now, the instruction guide recommends gluing and letting them wait for a bit. If you do the glue, just a minute, like just a bit. Okay, it's not meant to be a gloop. It's just meant to kind of hold that in place well. Okay. Oh, glue is so new. I don't think it's opened. It's not. A little knife. There we go. Put some paper towel here, wipe it on the knife. Just gonna put it over top, kind of coat that little bit. Get a couple minutes to dry here. Just put it aside. Little drying jig here. That tape from earlier. Fits nice in the middle. Okay. Okay. Next part, we're going to take our T or X shaped piece here. And there's two parts we're going to use with that. We'll just go aside. The lower locking mechanism. And this little piece here. Now, this is, I'd say, a common spot where, you know, seems simple, but little problems come up with people. Okay? What we're going to do is, in this little inset, this piece should fit. Now you can see it does stick out a touch, but not much. If it's standing way up, it's not going to get tight enough. It's going to cause you issues, okay? So I've got that on the one side, and spin the lure lock in through the side of the, so you can see the spots where the sort of the inset O spots. This piece goes up on this side, okay? So I'm going to spin this through, and see it popped right out of there right away, all right? So you gotta be careful with that. Just going to hold that in. Sometimes it's getting you a little bit of grief. You can always take these pliers and kind of clamp it in. So let's do that. Let's get this piece backed up a little bit. Pop that in. Hold that with the pliers. If you can hear my dog barking on the patio, I apologize. There we go. Okay, now it's in. Now, I strongly recommend that you apply super glue here. It's one of those, you know, you look for the Goldilocks zone. What can happen is your straw goes on here, and if this piece kind of slips or this black ring slides around, and you screw your joysticks together, it can kink the hose, the tube where the air comes through, so like a kink garden hose that stops the air pressure from coming through. And then as you go to pull it apart, this whole joystick, it can be a real project to kind of take it apart and put it back together. So again, I'm going to take my trusty little miniature crazy glue here, and I'm going to make sure, what I'm really looking to do is to glue this black piece to the 3D print, okay, and the black piece to the lure lock. So I'm going to apply fairly liberally around here. I'll take it slow. I don't want to make a mess of the whole 3D print piece, but I do want to make sure that black piece is not going anywhere. There we go. Nice piece of glue there. Similarly, I'm going to set the side to dry for a few minutes so it's nice and done. Okay. Still going on the joystick. Now, the success of our builds for people doing lip syncs has increased dramatically with this little standoff piece. What it can do is we're putting the force sensing resistors in. Now, there's a couple things with these guys that can make your life you know, great or frustrating. They are flexible, but if you crease them, like it can bow a bit. If you make it a V, it snaps, don't get good connectivity. But they do go in an angle. The design has these sort of loop around. So that can be frustrating. So when we put it in our jig, we want the black FSR piece pointing out. Now it looks like mine's a little tight here. Can I slide it through? Yeah. Now if you got print, mine's a little tight in there. So what I'm going to do is kind of open it up a little bit. A little piece of sandpaper. And just grind it in the piece there. Just open this up a little bit. It doesn't need to be perfect. It's just meant to kind of hold it off in place. You know, this is not a part of my lip sync. This is just sort of a 3D printed sort of tool or jig. Can I get? I'm just going to open this up by just sanding that open just a little bit. There we go. Okay, let's try that again. Slide in. Oh, look at that. That's a thing of beauty. All the way down to the, almost to the bottom. You gonna get down there, bud? Yay. There we go. Okay, so got the down all the way to the end. And this little guy goes on top. So again, I'm gonna have my orientation sort of dot facing up. I'll put it on this O-shaped piece here. Now, I do recommend doing them in the order it recommends. So I'm going to have the sort of board 3 facing towards me. Do that. Now, you can do this without this jig. it has been done. It was done many times before we made this jig. Oh, my circle's a little big. This should be okay. A little slight angle like that. But the trick is you want to kind of have it at that sort of, 45-ish degree angle as much as possible solder, which is really tricky. And if you push down on these heads here of the FSR as you're sort of doing that, you can snap it right there. These are A, expensive, and B, delicate. So, use cautiously, per se. There you go. I have it tucked through. It's not sitting quite flush on this 3D print, but it's okay. It should allow me to solder those parts. So I'll do that. And I'm basically going to do this 4 times over. Get all 4 of those FSRs in these steps here. So let's have at it. Oh, I turned off my iron. Got to heat it back up here. Okay. So again, just going to double check that this black piece is facing out. Okay. And I'm going to work my way around the board with these components. Okay, I think my iron's heated up here. Let's give her a go. Now again, I'm going to try to solder these well, but not for too long, because I don't want to add too much heat to this resistor. There we go. Nice thing is these pads are nice and big. Makes it easy to kind of apply some heat to the pad and kind of get the solder on it. There you go. I'm just going to gently walk it. So you can see this sort of, nice angle that's sort of pointing off at. I'll make it easier as it wraps around here in a minute without, bend but not break. Same thing. Put my piece in, black side out. There we go. It's in a little high. I'm not going to worry about jamming it in too much because actually I think that works well with this piece not quite fitting. Okay, again, make sure I got that orientation dot facing towards me. Okay. There we go. Go. I hope that last one wasn't no shot. Sorry about that. Tuck it in. Legs through the hole. Straight that way. There we go. Oops, backwards there. Okay. So I got my FSRs on. Go. And it's pretty good. You can kind of look from above and see this one's not quite at the same angle. It's okay. What's really important to me is that these are more or less parallel with the board on this sort of like this dimension. And this dimension is okay. They're sort of pointing off on the, yeah, because they're going to get looped over through little slots here momentarily. Now, you want to be careful of this. If you go and you put this down and push weight, you can snap them right at those sort of joints really quickly. It's a very expensive and frustrating little mistake that I have to admit I have made before. Okay, so I sort of have these pieces. You want to be really gentle about them. Now, the next work is some fine touch. You're putting on, it's actually, I believe, our last soldering for the build. So, enjoy it. Save the best for last, as they say. So what we're doing is we're getting these little header pins on here. Now, it is incredibly tight where this FSR goes. Now, I've been fortunate that in my soldering, actually, it's a nice room just going right in between. That's good. The pins from here line up. That's kind of where these pins here. Okay, so that's the key. So if this is in the way a little bit, you can get a little push, but I'm pretty happy with mine's at. But what I don't want to do is flip it over and push because I can break. I won't flip it over and solder it this way because I can break all these FSRs in doing that. So I'm going to actually kind of hold it on its side. It's a little bit of delicate work. There are slots in this print right here where it could hold it. Mine is printed obviously a little bit too tight. I'm going to cheat. I'm going to cut this out a little bigger. Make my hole a little bigger here. So here we go. I don't want to damage the bottom bit, but I'm making this slot here a little bit bigger. Help me position my board. I do this solder here. There we go. Okay. Just gives a little bit of steady. It's not quite clamped. I've overcut it. Surprise, surprise. But it does let me kind of balance the board here. Actually, I'm going to do it this way so I can see what I'm soldering. Hey, get back here, you. Okay, so again, these black piece goes on the side. The FSRs are pointing up. We're soldering on the other side. Yeah, a little clamp would be easier here than when I try to Mickey Mouse balance, but we'll get there. There we go. Got that one tacked on. Let's tack on the other one here. It's actually where I've made a mistake too, kind of holding the solder as I'm manipulating components. Make sure you don't want to get in there. I'm going to take just advantage where the solder is sort of lining up here right now. There we go. Okay, so I got those two coils in. You can see I've not done a fantastic job there. They're kind of pushing up a little bit from the board. So I'm going to finesse them a little bit into spot and get nice and flat. So I got a good solid connection from my joystick board to the main board. I don't want those pointing out the wrong way here. So what I'm going to do, and this is a little trick you can do too, is if this is a little bit going through, taking my needle nose pliers and gently applying a little bit of pressure here. And mine are nice and long. Get this whole FSR strip right in there. There we go. Now I'm going to reheat that joint and I should be able to pull that down flush just a touch. So this one in particular that I'm not as pleased with. So see if I can rectify the situation here. Now heat it up. Ooh, a little toasty on my finger. There we go. Nice and flat. There we go. Same thing. Okay, there we go. That looks a little more parallel and straight. Let's do the rest of these here. Okay, pretty happy with that. Solder connections look good. Beauty. And I'm going to turn off my iron because I am done soldering. Unless I got to fix something, so I should be careful what I say here. Okay, there you go. Put this guy out of the way for a moment. So remember these little pieces? We had our glue drying here. Zoom it out just a little bit. Oh, that's a zoom in, Chad. There you go. Okay, so I'm going to put in my other headers now. These couple guys. These are standoffs, sorry. Here we go. Got these standoffs going in. Beautiful. Okay. Now, so you know you got the right ones in the right spot when it actually stands nice and flat like that and isn't the leaning tower of Pisa. So I got those standoffs on. And what I'm going to do is with these pieces up, put the screw holes right through the holes on the board there. Look at that thing of beauty, eh? And now I'm going to those little nuts on. Big fingers. Get out of the way here. Can I get this going? Nope, not quite. There we go, that one started. Get you on track there, mate. That one didn't quite go on flush, did it? There we go. That one's tightened up nicely. Okay. Now, here's the fun bit. So you can see I got my 4 FSRs here. They're all lined up. I need to get it through the slots of my 3D print. So those look all nice and clear. There's no goop in there. If there was, I'd use my putty knife or my crafty knife to get that out. But I can slide these through. Now I want to be careful. I don't want to crease them. I don't want to make it to the letter V. I want more of a U shape. And nice and round. Okay, so there we go. Took it through. Look at that. That's perfect. All right. 2. Okay. Now the final one, or you can do this one first. You want to be careful that when it goes through, like it looks like it's almost blocking those components a little bit, but you need to be able to see those holes. It is admittedly very, very tight. Okay, but looks like it'll fit pretty well. If it's a little bit, you can get cheeky and you can click a little bit of the green, but you don't want to click any of that sort of like, those more opaque colors. That's a connection. So you can cheat a little bit if you need to, but be forewarned. I wouldn't if you don't have to. So you can sometimes get the legs in and kind of walk it down and in. That's a better trick sometimes than actually cutting anything. So here we go. I got these 4 bits now. Again, don't flip it over and put pressure on it, because especially the bends, you'll snap those really quick. You got to take them off. You glue pieces. It's a nightmare. Okay, so be really careful to not put pressure on. So again, our little jig here helps because we can put this on. Sits in there nicely without putting weight as we screw the pieces together here. Okay, so this is worth its weight in filament, in my opinion. This little piece tool here help you to build. Now, you can see, I'll use some of my fat fingers here, my needles pliers. We're going to attach these pieces, these FSR bits, to the little outline pads. We're going to try to get it right smack dab as laid out. Okay. Now on the back of these, it's actually a sticker. You can peel it off. You do not want to peel off the black part. The black part is the piece. And I've seen this happen where people peel off the whole piece and now you don't have any resistor at all. So you can use a putty knife if it helps you. Get a little bit. But sometimes that actually cuts a little deep. So I'm a fan of fingernails. Now I've recently cut mine, so I may result. So bear with me here. Try to peel off the sticker. See, I'm starting a little bubble of it there. There we go. Okay. Got off the clear film, but got the black pad on. So I'm going to do my best to line that up quite nicely. Smack dab over the outline. Okay. You want to do your best. The joystick and the bumpers, they push down on that. These are essentially what make it go left, right, down, and up. Okay, so I'm going to get that right on the spot there. And try to peel a little bit of the sticker. Okay. Oh, don't go back through there, you. Go. Take this out. Yeah, this was a little tight. This one is definitely tighter where it comes over these pieces here. Yeah. So I do my best to kind of walk it through. Get it on as best I can. Oh, look at that. It came out nicely. Apply a little pressure. It's a trick with glue. Push on it. There we go. Okay, couple down. Haven't wrecked any yet. That's good. Oh, look at that. Now you're gonna cough nicely from here, aren't you? Okay, number 3. Oops. Oops. Aha, finally. Okay. There we go. 4 stickers on. There we go. Okay, nothing looks cracked or bent. Very happy with that. You can see this one is quite tight as it goes over. It does cover a low of that hole, so I'm going to walk it on. Okay. But yeah, the other ones look nice and rounded. Okay. Good stuff. Okay, got the 4 stickers all on. Now that they're on and I'm happy with it, I'm going to glue. This is a step that we actually changed. We used to have people glue it earlier, then they make a mistake and the thing's glued shut and like, oh, what a nightmare. Okay, so I'll put a little glue on here. Make sure as you, oops, sorry, out of shot there. Let's put a little bit of glue here and here. It's going to keep the nut and piece on. Really make sure you don't get glue on the FSR. As that glue dries out, it can kind of make that kind of brittle and crack, actually. I've seen that happen. So, you know, apply a touch of glue. And if, you know, there's some people that prefer not to glue that as well, just so they can get into it and fix and repair things better. So, now, so as I let that glue dry for a minute, move this out of the way. So to actually, to push on those 4 force sensing resistor, got these little bumper guys. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to sand them a little bit, make them a little bit more abrasive so not so tacky. Then I put a little touch of baby powder on too. So if you don't have sandpaper, you don't have baby powder, you're off to the dollar store here now. But you can get that fairly affordably. So I'm going to scrape these up here while they're still on the pad first. Stick them. There we go. Okay. Let's scratch those up nicely there now a bit. Well, one came off, so you're going on first, pal. Okay, so here we go. T-piece now. Your 3D print, your mileage may vary, but you can actually see I got little rings where I want those to go there. Okay? Essentially, I'm trying to get as close to this black thing as possible without being on the, so that black lure lock piece, without being on it. So there we go. Some pressure. Okay. There we go. There we go. Okay. Look at you. Thing of beauty. Yeah, I got those 4 on. It's looking good. Now I'm going to attach the hose, or the tubing. This tubing will slide over the lure lock piece. I'm going to push it, you know, get it over, get it right down to where the threads are. There we go. So I get right down to the base of that, over that sort of piece. I'll keep it on there quite well. You know. Oh, I sanded it early. They got in the manual to sand it now. So whatever works for you. Mine are sanded. I give them a little extra dust up there, attached there. It's slippery. Yeah, that eye. You know what? That works a little better. They're kind of in place. There we go. Now we do add a little bit of baby powder in there to keep it from sticking. Your results may vary. Now, I usually put a little bit of baby powder. Getting these stickers off. That's been my trick today, hasn't it? There we go. So I find putting a little bit on a paper plate or something to be a good trick instead of just, poofing it all over the place. So what I will do is I want to keep this bin because I got all my little springs in here, and they're easily lost and not easily found. So what I'll do is I'll just open this up a bit. Put a little bit on my hand here. That's some baby powder. Let's take my finger. Rub it on the tip. Looks like it's snowed on it a bit. All right. Okay. Okay. Just the sanding and the baby powder helps it make it a little less tacky on these bumpers, stopping it from sticking on the joystick. Pull them a little bit. Okay, let's close this up before I got a whole other problem to clean up here. Okay. Okay. Yeah, the advantage of using a plate or something to kind of contain it definitely works a little better than what I did, just free pouring it into my hand. So, okay, getting close to assembling the joystick here now. So I'm gonna do this part, brush off my extra baby powder bit, and a bunch of my little plastic screw parts here. So I'll put these in, just kind of through the through holes. Yeah, good. And these was my 3D prints that were it was a little dirty in that hole. It didn't quite come through clean, so get that in there. It's good. Okay. There we go. All right, so we're going to put our puzzle together here. So I'm going to take this, I'm going to flip it over. Again, like my little jig here, because it stops me from putting weight on these guys. If you don't have a jig, you're going to have to hold this in your hand. You do not want to put weight on those force sensing resistors. They will break easily. Okay, got that on my jig. Good stuff. Number two, I'm going to put this T piece through. Now you know why the jig's so high, so let's draw this tubing. Go here. It also keeps it nice and balanced, as I'm going to put a few springs. Okay. Oops. So you know you got this the right way because there's little holes that the springs sit in quite nicely. Right in spot. Okay. There we go. My 4 springs in their little hole. Both piece up. Now I'm going to line up these white screws with those standoff pieces there. Okay. And you can actually see there's little spots where those springs should fit in as well. This might be hard to position for the camera. Let's see if I can get this sort of lined up. Now as you put these on, I recommend giving each screw like a turn or two, but not go all the way, and kind of make sure that you're lined up well. So I'm going to use my little Phillips screwdriver head here. And I do opposite corners usually, just kind of apply the pressure across it a little more evenly. Okay, I'll tin them down in a sec. But what I'm looking for here, it almost popped off, is that those springs are kind of all in the holes of the print. Sorry, it's very tight to see that. Down. Okay, the springs have all stayed in the hole in both the T-shaped piece and the top piece. So that's fantastic. Makes it nice and even balanced. So now I'm going to screw these down. Okay. Let's get it nice and tight here now. Now, don't over torque these. These are plastic screws, so I've seen people like you know, they turn so tight, they snap their piece. I'm gonna switch screwdrivers here. That one's a little slippy here. There we go. Very exciting shaman knuckles. Okay. You're starting to get some resistance, you know, be careful, because if you snap that screw head and it comes off, you know, you're been to a world of hurt. Okay. One. There we go. That was nice and tight already. Okay, there we go. So we can see actually on our joystick piece now, they're not quite touching that top part and the T piece. But they ain't that far apart either, are they? They're pretty close. Okay, it's pretty even all the way around. That's good. And there you go. Nice and stiff. Okay, I got my joystick. It's got a big powdery mess on my desk here, don't I? To run that out of the sink afterwards, get this baby powder out of the way. Okay. So I got my joystick here. I got this piece. So the way these components go together is this tube. It's going to go on the top side of the board there. See that? And it actually goes to this upper one, the one farthest away from the board. Okay. Up there. Okay. So I get that in, and then I kind of walk this circuit board over top those two FSRs. Okay. Not on the other side of it here, won't fit. I got these gray header pins. I'll push it in, okay? There we go. Should make a nice sort of like T shape between, here, let me use something to actually point it with. Okay, so from this main circuit board that we start our build with off to the joystick board here, kind of like shaped nice like a T. Okay, and I'm going to get nice and flush. Okay, again, that two boards are touching there and there. That little circuitry touching there, but you just want it tight because this is what's connecting the joystick to the main board and the processing unit. So here we go. Okay, it's plugged in. We're done. Done the most assembly, but we're going to put in our 3D shell now. Okay, which isn't trivial. You know, some people feel like, okay, it's got to put together the shell. I'm almost there, right? And that's true, but it can be a bit of a trick, to say the least. But we have done a couple tricks over our time and years to make things easier. So let me stop the video and do the part.